John Austin was born in 1790. He joined the army at the age of 16 and served as lieutenant in Malta and Sicily up to 1812. He resigned his commission in the army and started studying law. In 1880, he called to the bar. He practiced law for 7 years without success. In 1890, he married Sarah Taylor, a woman of great intelligence, beauty, and energy. After their marriage, Austin became neighbors of Jeremy Bentham Mills in London. When the University of London was founded, Austin was appointed as the professor of jurisprudence, and he spent the next 2 years in preparing his lectures. His open lectures in 1828 was attended by J.S. Mill, Romilly, and others. After initial success, Austin failed to attract new students and he resigned the chair in 1832. Through the efforts of his wife, an explanation of the first part of the lectures was published in 1832 under the title of The Province of Jurisprudence Determined. Austin repeated the lectures in 1824 without success. Hence, he gave up the teaching of jurisprudence altogether. Austin died in 1859. Between 1832 and 1859, he published only a couple of articles. Second edition of The Province of Jurisprudence was published by his widow in 1861. He also restructured from the notes of her husband lectures on jurisprudence or the philosophy of positive law and published them in 1863. Austin is called the father of English jurisprudence and the founder of the analytical school of jurisprudence. Austin's theory of law is also known as the imperative theory of law. According to Austin, law are of two kinds. According to Austin, laws are of two kinds, divine law and human law. Divine law was given by God to men. Human laws are set by men for men. Human law are of two kinds. They are certain human laws and which are set by political superiors and are called positive laws. And there are others which are not set by political superiors. The second category belongs to the rules of a club or any other voluntary association. According to Austin, every positive law or every law, simply and strictly so called, have the following main features. First one, it is set by a sovereign individual or a sovereign body of individuals to a person or persons in a state of subjugation to his author. Law is the product of the sovereign. If there is no sovereign, there can be no law. If there is a law, there is a sovereign. Second category, character features. Every positive law consists of commands set as a general rules of conduct by a sovereign to a member or members of the independent political society within the author of the law is supreme. Law is made up of several commands issued by the sovereign to the subjects. It is a command of a determinate human superior to an inferior and is accompanied by a sanction. If the law is not obeyed, force will be employed against the person who violates it. Law is obeyed because of the fear of punishment. Law and the state are invisibly linked together. The feature of positive law is that it is made by a determinate and definite sovereign political authority. The sovereign political authority may be vested in a single person or a body of persons. The sanction behind law is the coercive authority of the state. People obey the law because of their fear of punishment, which results from the breach of law. Austin's most important constitution to legal theory was his substitution of the command of the sovereign for any ideal of justice in the definition of law. He defined law as a rule laid down for the guidance of an intelligent being by an intelligent being having power over them. According to Austin, law has four elements. They are command, first one command, second on sanction, 3 duty, and 4th on sovereignty. Law is the command of a sovereign backed by a sanction. Duty and sanction are correlative terms. The fear of sanction supplying the motive for obedience. Criticism. Sir Henry Maine, the main exponent of historical school, criticized Austin's theory of law on the ground that law is not invariably linked with the sovereign. In early communities, rules which regulated life, which are derived from immemorial usages, and these rules were administered by domestic tribunals in families or village communities. Therefore, Austin's insistence on sovereignty as an essential prerequisite of law carries no weight. So also there are rules of customary law which are habitually obeyed by the people, though they are not emanate from sovereign. In his book Ancient Law, he followed the importance of usages as followed in India and Rome. It became a classical work in the name of Sir Henry Maine. According to Solomon, Austin's theory of law missed the ethical aspect of law, the idea of right or justice which inheres in any complete conception of law. The imperative theory does not take note of purpose of law and cannot therefore be accepted as providing an adequate definition of law. Solomon keeps the view that all legal principles are not commands of the state. According to Solomon, there can be a law even though it is not a command of a sovereign. Any principle which is recognized and applied by the courts in the determination of justice can be treated as law.